What up? It's your boy Stack City. I got Barbershop P. I got LG as usual. This is Pick a Side. And for today's random question that I'll be asking, we're going to do it a little differently. So usually I ask a random question, and the person who goes second has the advantage because they have time to think about it. All right, so we're going to eliminate that advantage. Barbershop P and LG both got a writing utensil. They both got a paper. I'm going to say the question 2 times. All right. After that second time, I'm going to count down from 5. You got 5 seconds to write your answer on the paper and show it to the camera. And then I'm going to call somebody to go first. You ain't going to know who it is. I'm just call somebody to go first, and you're going to have to tell me why. All right. You're going to have to tell me why. All right. So I'm going to ask the question. Then I'm going to say it again. All right. Then I'm going to count down by 5. As soon as I say the second question, as soon as I say it the second time, I'm going to count down by 5. Once I hit 0, I'm picking somebody, and we going. All right. Now, y'all know where I'm from, right? Where I'm from.
Trey Foe.
Here we go. Trey Foe, the trigger Trey Foe. Hey, listen, my boy CP3 is from the Trey Foe too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That would be my answer to this question. So it can't be your answer to the question because it would be my answer to the question.
I'm a huge CP3, bro.
That's number 1. Rule number 1. Rule number 2, asked the question a couple of weeks ago that involved the answer of Allen Iverson. Your answer to this question can't be Allen Iverson because we're classifying him as a shooting guard, not a point guard. With that being said, in the history of the NBA, from when it started to present day, in your opinion, who is the greatest point guard in the NBA to not win a ring? The greatest point guard in the NBA to not win a ring, not named CP3 and not named Allen Iverson. 5, 4, 3,
Hey,
2,
this is tough.
1. Answers on your papers, please. Come on, LG.
Hey, give me 5 more seconds.
I can't do that, man. I can't do that.
Come on, this is a lot of point guards. Give me 5 more seconds.
LG gonna go first. As soon as he write his answer down, he got 5 more seconds. 5, 4,
oh, boy, I know.
3, 2. Who we got? Okay,
BD.
okay. I like that one. Put it down. I don't want him to see. Oh, he can't copy it no way. I like that one. Go ahead. If you missed Barbershop P's answer and you don't want to wait, go ahead and hit pause. Rewind it. Check it out. Come on, man. You mess up the rules. You mess up the rules of the game.
That's a hard question for 5 quick seconds, bro.
You done had 35 seconds.
Bro,
you going on a minute.
You act like only 10 point guards played.
You going on a minute, brother. You going on a minute.
Are you ready?
See. Yeah, I'm ready.
Can you see?
All right. We got Steve Nash. We got Baron Davis.
All right.
LG,
Oh,
you go
that's
first.
what I was going to choose.
You go first, baby.
I was going to choose BD.
Let's go.
Yo,
all right.
Yo, I was going to choose BD because he's one of my favorite point guards ever. I was going bro, this was last minute. I was just trying to really
Don't
think hard
tell
about
us who you was going to choose.
Bro.
Tell us why you chose Nash.
So I'm glad I didn't choose BD because that'd have messed that thing up. But listen, I chose Steve Nash because the question was who's the greatest point guard that didn't win a ring, right?
That didn't win a ring.
I think, with the accolades, first of all, the Phoenix Suns, when it was him, Amari Stoudemire, a little bit of Grant Hill over there for a minute, and under what's the coach name? Offensive coach minded. He just finished coaching the Rockets.
Which one?
D'Antoni.
You talking about D'Antoni?
Mike
D'Antoni. I mean, they were always in the mix, but they had the Lakers, they had the Spurs, but and you can't knock them from losing to Tim Duncan and Popovich and Kobe and the Lakers, but they always made heavy runs in the playoffs. Steve Nash, if you're talking about greatness, he could add all the All-Star appearances. He could add, the 2 league MVPs.
But did he deserve them? Did he deserve those MVPs? Did he deserve them?
Whether he did or not, they own his resume. You know what I'm saying? and that contributes to his greatness. The fact that he was even in the MVP conversation is greatness. I don't think BD's ever been in the MVP conversation. So, he wasn't my favorite point guard, but if we just talking about the greatest point guard to never win a ring, Steve, I mean, you know, he could shoot, he could pass, he create the dribble. But unlike Harden, just dribble, standing still, he'll dribble, like running around and making plays actually. And him and Stoudemire was a dynamic duo. Even before he went to Phoenix, he was balling with Dirk. I think he got the resume to back up his greatness for him not to win a ring. That's my pick, Steve Nash.
Barbershop P, it's on you, BD. Go.
All right, man. My guy, Baron Davis, bro. He was BD, man, coming out of UCLA. He suffered some injuries early, man, and I think that kind of hampered him all throughout his career because all throughout his career he had injuries, but that's neither here nor there, man. Like, I just feel like Baron Davis, with what he accomplished in college and then going to the league, you know what I'm saying? I mean, bro, it's nothing he didn't have, bro. He had a great jumper.
The question was greatest NBA point guard. College doesn't count.
Right. No, okay, that's fine. But even in the league, bro, it was nothing he couldn't do. He was a better defender than Steve Nash. I feel like he had more highlight moments and more like memorable moments than Steve Nash. Even though Nash won those MVPs, a lot of people argue that he didn't deserve those MVPs. A lot of people argue that he didn't win those MVPs, or I meant deserve them, because it happened with the Mark Cuban effect, like with the whole Dirk Nowitzki thing. Because if you remember back in the day, most MVPs had made it out of at least the first round of the playoff, except for Dirk. And that year, they just so happened to get beat by Baron Davis and the Golden State Warriors, and they was the 8th seed, and Dallas Mavericks was the number 1 seed. And BD led that team and eliminated them, but Dirk still won the MVP. And a lot of people in the league was upset about that because they felt like Kobe, Shaq, and other guys deserved that MVP both times that that he got those MVPs. So even though he won those MVPs, I feel like just overall, Baron Davis, if you take away the injuries, even though we're not doing necessarily a comparison to Steve Nash, I feel like he would have ended up in totality being a better point guard than Steve Nash. I feel like, of course, he was more athletic. Like I said, he was a better defender. He could run the pick and roll just as good as anybody. He could bang on anybody. We seen
let me step in for a minute.
And go against Golden State, and we seen him with the Hornets. He held the Hornets on his back for a while, and they were in a terrible situation.
Let me interject for a minute. Let me ask you this, Pete. Are you answering that BD was the greatest point guard to never win a ring, or your favorite point guard to never win a ring? Which one you answering?
His favorite.
No, I feel like I picked BD. I feel like he's one of the greatest to never win a ring.
Hey, LG, jump in here, man.
He's one of the greatest.
Tell him why you're wrong.
Conversation about a lot of people.
Tell him why you're wrong.
But that's all we got with BD. It's highlights, bro. He didn't win like Steve Nash won as far as team success. And yeah, we arguing that Steve Nash maybe shouldn't have won the MVP, but we're not arguing that about BD. He never had a year like that to even be in the argument. You know what I'm saying?
I disagree. I think that Golden State year he played out of his mind, but he just didn't get no MVP nods. I think Chris Paul has some MVP
but he wasn't in the conversation.
He still never had the conversation. And honestly, I would have picked Chris Paul, but Stack said I couldn't pick Chris Paul, and that's my favorite point guard.
Oh yeah, Stack City did it on purpose. So yeah. We both would have picked CP3. He knew that. He knew that. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the Trey Foe.
Yes,
I love BD. BD, and I was gonna write BD because he's my favorite point guard to not win a ring. You know what I'm saying? Besides CP3, but we just talking about greatness, man. Steve Nash, he had a run, bro. He had a nice.
He did, run. But he also, I feel like I think he had more around him. I feel like if you put Steve Nash in BD situation and put BD in Steve Nash situations, you might have a different conversation.
But see, I think Steve Nash more of a true point guard. BD more of just a scorer.
I disagree.
What?
I think BD could have been just as much of a true scorer if he had those type of guys on his team. BD was never surrounded by those type of guys. Steve Nash wasn't the scorer that BD was, so they had to surround him with guys like Amari Stoudemire and stuff. BD could pass just as good as Amari, but he could score.
Hey, BD had Steven Jackson.
He had that, and look what he did with that Golden State team. But name the teams he had in Hornets. Name the team. You know what I'm saying? He had the Clippers, but he got traded from the Clippers and for Chris Paul, and that was and went to New York, and that was a terrible situation. Like, BD had some terrible situations, bro.
Stephon Marbury and Garnett.
Stephon Marbury was selfish.
But that's what BD and Stoudemire would have been. Stephon Marbury and Garnett. Steve Nash was a true point guard.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. This is going to be an interesting vote. I want the people to vote who they would choose as the better point guard between BD and Steve Nash. Come on, man. That's
It's
two
not-
different.
It's
That's
not
two
even
completely.
close.
That's two completely different styles.
Not even
That's
close.
two completely different aspects of
Not even
hooping.
close.
We got highlights. We got
And I feel like you
fundamentals.
got to be a
You know
real
what I mean?
hooper to really know what BD brought to the table. It's easy
MVP.
to, you know what I'm saying, for people to, you know what I'm saying, talk
MVP.
about Steve Nash because of the fact he does have the MVP seasons and the Phoenix Suns and all that. Baron Davis don't have all that behind him, but if you know about basketball, you respect Baron Davis.
Hey, you know
And
what,
listen,
Pete?
and listen,
You know
America.
what? You got BD, and I got MVP. Go ahead, Stack.
Here we
Steve.
go. And listen, America.
Hey, that was
Go
good.
ahead.
cuz.
Go ahead and vote who you think won. Was it BP for BD? That's Barbershop P. Or was it LG for MVP? LG for MVP or BP for BD? Who won? And which one would you choose between those two? I never heard a comparison between Steve Nash and Baron Davis. Maybe you have, but
That's
I
what
haven't.
pick a side for, baby.
Hey, here we go.
Pick a
We
side,
doing
baby.
different stuff. We different. And with them people, with them young boys saying that, we different, bro.
Hey, yes,
Different.
sir. Hit
Hey,
different.
anyway, let me shout out those sponsors. Our official sponsor, HOODLAMB, Hoodlamb Apparel. Pull up the Instagram, Hoodlamb Apparel. Go to the website, order you some stuff. But anyway, until next time, fellas, pick a side.
Pick a side.